But like if you sit there and you don't say anything and you just let something play on the screen, it is silent endorsement. No, yeah, Bucko, you're completely right. You are going to come out of Asmongold's videos him endorsing this stuff. And yeah. I don't like the idea that Asmongold gets to sit in the middle of the road and pretend that, you know, he's not an outright Trump supporter because he's quiet a lot of the time. I believe in silent endorsement, okay? If you sit there, if I could triple like I would, okay. But like if you sit there and you don't say anything and you just let something play on the screen, it is silent endorsement. For example, we give the same critique to Hassan, all right? So I would shit on Hassan as well, in addition to Asmongold, because Hassan would sit there and he would make his friend watch terrorist propaganda. He doesn't comment on it, right? He plays terrorist propaganda videos on his stream and he would just let it play, right? And even though he doesn't say anything, he is endorsing it by not saying anything, okay? Right? It's kind of like trying to have your cake and eat it too. We all know you support it by just sitting there, all right? Also, I just want to say, guys, do not get tricked by Asmongold's memes, all right? Sounds very silly, I know, but let me explain. When Asmongold says, I am the Senate or whatever like that, sure, it's just a comment, sure, it's like whatever, but it is absolutely like, in the context of Asmongold's stream, it's absolutely praising Trump, right? Like you're saying, I am the Senate, I am Giga Chad, badass, president person who just gets things done, right? Executive orders, so funny, ha ha ha, right? Yeah. No, yeah, Bucko, you're completely right. You are going to come out of Asmongold's videos him endorsing this stuff. And yeah, and you know, people wonder why I care about Asmongold so much, all right? I care about anybody who is making irresponsible commentary that silently endorses people that people don't typically criticize, all right? So for example, Hassan fits in this category. If Hassan is not, if Hassan wasn't being covered by other people. I would have loved to cover Hassan if Hassan wasn't being covered by other people. Because there's something that feels weird to me when I join the dog pile. It feels like I'm just going along with the hate train. It feels like I'm just going along with the hype wagon or something like that, right? It feels like I'm jumping onto a hate trend. And that never feels right to me. Even with Destiny videos, the only reason I did that was because I watched Destiny for a really long time. But for Asmongold, he is not receiving proportionate critique. He's not, right? The people who are critiquing Asmongold are like who? Xander Hall, Destiny, maybe some other streamers from time to time. But otherwise, no, he doesn't receive any criticism, right? And we can't really rely on Destiny right now because he's going through his whole sex scandal thing, right? So that's a big problem. But the thing is that like, I'm not saying that I have as much pull as Destiny, but I feel like I have to do this. You know? I feel like this is something I have to do. Yeah. Listen, Asmon came up off MMORPG games. He's not even good at gaming. His fans roast him for how bad he is, yet cheer for his brain dead takes sometimes. Okay. I watched an entire Asmongold video on his channel today. All the copers in your video comments were super dumb. Did you like the video? Destiny and Hassan are the only ones with viewers who call him out. By the way, with me and hate comments, they affect me to some degree, but like, they almost do not affect me at all, okay? Because I'm gonna be honest, all right? When the average comment is like insulting physical appearance, or they're not even trying, it's really hard to take them seriously. The Asmongold fan comments that actually stood out to me are the ones that are like, oh, I came from Asmongold's audience, but I disagree with your video, but I just want to say that these are the reasons why I disagree. I actually read these comments a lot more. I actually go like, yeah, you know what? Boom. You know, this is a comment I will reply to. This is a comment that I will actually like, right? So, yeah. This is why the comments don't really affect me all that much. Feel the resentment brewing. Because once Hassan is jealous of somebody, it will keep going until he blows up. Alright? It will keep going until he is outright, like, covering them every day. This is what happens when he's jealous of somebody, okay? Asmongold just assumes that Trump is telling the truth. Alright? You can't trust him on that. What? Although to be fair, right? Although to be fair, it's like, I kind of expect it because any Trump supporter, by default, will always assume Trump is telling the truth, or he's telling facts, right? Not just sitting there and just like, and spreading misinformation by not challenging anything that Trump says, but yeah.
And we then...
No, doxing is trouble. It really depends on the context. It could totally be true that you could dox somebody and nothing will happen, but it's also true, equally true, that if you dox somebody might come swat you, and people have died from swatting. So no, this is like, it's like 50-50. You don't want to, why would you want to take that chance anyway, right?
Take that person off the payroll and we save a lot of money.
That's the office space.
But that's one of the only ways. I think
just fix the glitch.
Thing. And it says, if you don't answer, essentially, you know, there's a penalty to pay, like that's the end of the job.
Smart.
Also, for the record, I'm using like the proper definition for docs. Proper definition being that you have their public information and you make it public. Like you have someone's personal information and you make it public. All right, that's what doxing means. Dude said he'd bring back American jobs and money and immediately went to war over Gaza, which will cost us millions. Oh yeah, he said he'll bring back American jobs, but instead he's like firing people and laying them off. Yeah. Also, in another video, we'll take a look, but it's very clear that Asmongold recognizes that Elon Musk is doing something shady, but he doesn't really do anything about it. So we're gonna also like go over that part, okay?
Doesn't say that. I think that's part of the confusion.
But I don't think it's this video specifically.
Number one, that we have people. Number two, that they're working. And
okay, sorry guys, I'm gonna skip around to see like what Asmongold says. All right, because my gosh, it's rough. Okay, it's rough out here trying to find segments that Asmongold actually talks on. Jesus Christ.
Spent money like nobody's 350.
So we're going to talk about the idea of
Originally, that was me. But on the battlefield, most people agree. I don't know. It's you know, AP has been terrible. Look, I think they're radical left.
I like. Okay. Okay, I'm starting to feel as though Elon Musk... Sorry, not Elon Musk. I'm starting to feel that Asmongold voted for Trump because he's funny. Is that it? Is that it? Like, I feel like Asmongold voted for Trump because it's funny. Because you see, like, Gulf of America, and he's having a great time. Meanwhile, when it comes to policy, like Trump is talking about policy, and Asmongold is not really reacting, right? Like during all this time, it seems like he's talking about policy, but Asmongold doesn't really care. Like, look at his face down here. Like, he's not really reacting much until Trump pulls up Gulf of America.
I think they're third rate.
100% he voted for Trump because Sam Hyde said to in a meme. Look, Sam Hyde is funny, okay? He's fucking hilarious, alright? With that being said, he's probably a pretty bad person, okay? Alright?
I know
See, this is the problem with funny being the overriding aspect for everything. The problem with being funny is that you disregard the morals of whatever situation it is. Like, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, sorry. I'm being obtuse here, but you get what I mean, right?
The specific young lady that works on the account is terrible. She's a a radical left lunatic as far as I'm concerned. They don't treat us fairly.
Man.
That's number one. And number two, they had no right to do that. This is
He still
the
got
Gulf
it
of
out, right?
America. And if you look at that shoreline, look at that shoreline. Look, from Florida, well, most of it is, it's called America. And vast majority, like big numbers. So I'm just admiring it as I look at it.
Dude, I like how privileged Asmongold is because... Alright. Because I know right-wingers is gonna watch this video, okay? I know right-wingers are going to watch this video, so I'm just gonna caveat and say this, okay? I know that you think Trump is doing great, okay? So you're not worrying about this, but I promise you, Asmongold is so rich that he does not care about whatever negative changes are brought upon America because of Trump's, like, new policies and such, okay? He's laughing here right now. It doesn't affect him, okay? Nothing will happen to him because he's a multimillionaire, all right? But, like, for people in Asmongold's chat, they're not multimillionaires. They're not millionaires either, all right? Like, what are you gonna do when you hit the age 26, all right? Like 15 years later, you hit age 26, okay? Because you're still trying to grow out your wisdom teeth, okay? Once you hit age 26, you're no longer gonna be under your parents' medical care. You're no longer gonna be under your parents' medical care. And I'm pretty sure that was during the Obama era, okay? It was Obama's administration that enacted that, all right? It wasn't Trump. Trump wants to reduce Obamacare, wants to get away from Obamacare because he can't stand a healthcare having a Democrat's name be part of its branding, right? The Affordable Care Act is so important to millions of Americans, including people in Asmongold's chat, all right? I just, like if, because I am going to bring feelings into this, okay? I am going to bring feelings into this because it matters, all right? Because I'm backing up my feelings with fact, and that's why my feelings matter, right? So, for example, what about all these federal workers that are no longer working a job, right? You can argue that maybe their job is not useful. Maybe their job is, you feel like they're useless or whatever. But what if that person was your mom or dad, right? What if they're part of family? What if they're the person who's providing income? That would suck, right? The thing is that it's kind of hard to convey these ideas to Asmongold's audience because I feel as though a lot of them are still like either privileged or they have the adult world like hidden away from them, right? Like, or if they're living alone, they're living off the same checks and the same policies that Democrats have enacted before. It's not because of Trump or Republicans or whatnot, right? So yeah, it's disappointing, to say the least, right? I absolutely despise how Asmongold, in front of millions of viewers, okay, his audience, his total audience, millions of viewers, is simply celebrating the fact that a ton of people is like, he's celebrating the administration that is putting hundreds, thousands of people out of work. Is it thousands? For no reason. For no reason, by the way, okay? You may think the reason is like, oh, it's who cares about the middle managers? Who cares about bureaucracy? Well, turns out we do. Turns out we do actually need them. Yeah. Turns out that's actually a job. All right? 10K plus easily? Okay, over 10,000 then. Over 10,000. Elon is the biggest DEI hire right now? Yeah, gosh. Does he even have an American citizenship? I don't even know.